Good afternoon and welcome to Courtroom Chronicles, Trials of South Africa. And today, happy birthday, Mdase. You might be wondering why I always say happy birthday. It was an idea that I was told by my 8-year-old little girl. So I make sure that I say this. She was there from the beginning. She would say, Mommy, you can do this. So this is why I always say this. Without wasting any time, Joslin Smith is still missing. If you don't know who Joshlin Smith is the 6-year-old little girl from Middleport who went missing on the 19th of February 2024. And till today, we don't know where she is. No one has an idea where she is. Now, here's the kicker. The people that are responsible for kidnapping and trafficking her are appealing. They are saying, please, we don't think our sentence was fair. Let's try again. But none of them are saying where Joshlin Smith is, what happened to her, and who took her. So we are left with that problem. Who are these three people? If you've never heard of the Joshlin Smith case, the three people we are talking about, let us remind ourselves. It's Kelly Smith, who is Joshlin's mother. It is Jacquen Appollis, Kelly's boyfriend, and Steveno van Rhyn, which is the friend to Jacquen Appollis. So we can say that he's a family friend. They were all found guilty of trafficking the child, of kidnapping, and defeating the ends of justice. So the court gave them life sentences plus 10 more years for kidnapping. And now they want to appeal. The audacity, that's what I want us to talk about. How dare they? We do not know where this child is. They were not even touched by the impact statements. I don't know. These people's hearts are cold and dark. That's all I have to say. So now they want to appeal their sentences, but they're still keeping secrets. They still refuse to say where Joshlin Smith is. I don't know who they are protecting, but it's sickening. So now they still haven't told us the whole truth. I wish Witness 204, which is Lourentia Lombaard, knew the whole thing, because hey, I don't know. But yeah, imagine that while we are all lighting candles, while the country is praying and searching and begging, they still said nothing. Even now, they're still deciding to keep quiet. What is an appeal? Let us get into it. An appeal, let us explain it. You know why this channel is loved by everyone, because we can't assume everyone knows what an appeal is, because we need to explain to the 13-year-old. Remember, that's where my audience starts, from 13 years, and the last time I remember is 8 years old. Yeah, 8 years old. That was our oldest viewer. So now, what is an appeal? An appeal is when someone says, I think the judge who sentenced me made a mistake. Please, can a higher court check if everything was done fairly? So that is what an appeal is. They are not starting the whole trial again. We are not starting afresh and going through everything. So that is important for us to know. And secondly, they are not saying, I didn't do it. We are done with that. We've done that already. We know that they did it. So they are not saying that I didn't do it. They are just saying, please look at the way I was sentenced. Was it too harsh? That is the question. Did the judge ignore something important? So what does the appeal judge look at? First of all, the appeal judge will look at, did the original judge follow the law properly? That is what he will look at. Secondly, did the judge consider the right things, like the person's background, their role in the crime, whether they showed remorse? Those three things. So remember, there was Mr. Peterson, the social worker, that went there and he told us about their history, all three of them, how they grew up, and we heard what Judge Erasmus had said about that. So this is what the appeal judge will look at. Their background, their role in the crime, whether they showed remorse. And by the look of things, we know when we looked at the whole trial, none of them showed any remorse. So now, the third thing that the judge will look at is, was the sentence fair compared to other similar cases? That is what the judge would look at. And the fourth thing, was it shockingly harsh? The sentence, was it shockingly harsh? So those four things will be looked at. So if the appeal judge says, yes, the sentence was unfair, they can reduce it. If they say no, the sentence was fair and legal, then the life sentence stays. So that is what will happen when they, we've known this, that as in yesterday, they've put in their appeals. So let us look at examples from South Africa, appeals that had worked before. So I'll give examples here. There was one case, the S versus Viga in 2010. The person was sentenced to 15 years for murder and attempted murder. On appeal, it was changed to 7 years and 4 years, running at the same time. Now I've explained what running concurrently means. It means that you don't finish one sentence and start another one. They run concurrently. So they are running at the same time. Why? Because the court said it was too harsh for that specific case. So this has happened in 2010. It was 15 years, then it went down to 7 and 4 years. Now, another one was the S versus Combrick. That was in 2011. A farmer had shot a man. He got 15 years for murder. On appeal, it was reduced to 10 years because the court felt that the original judge didn't consider all the facts properly. So yes, appeals do work sometimes, but only if the judge finds that the sentence was unfair and it didn't follow the law correctly. So we don't know what is going to happen, but we do know that they are appealing. So what was said in court, let us just remind each other. And I'm hoping one of those people, but they know. But again, let us remind each other. Is that Detective Captain Wesley Lombard told the court that Kelly Smith, Joshlin's mother, said to him, Joshlin is out of Saldanha Bay. I must go on with my life. Do you remember that? Do you remember, guys? I do. I remember it as if we were just doing the trial, the case yesterday. That's what she said. She didn't cry. She didn't break down, nothing. She was in a hurry to go to Spare. We all remember that, right? The social worker, Mr. Errol Peterson, described Steveno van Rhyn as a menace to the society. I know those who were watching, who followed the trial, remember that. Someone with no remorse, who still blames everyone. We remember he said he blamed the judge was biased and all of that. Do you remember that? I do, in case you've forgotten. And Judge Nathan Erasmus said all three of them lied throughout the trial, right up until the day they were sentenced. They kept lying. He said they didn't show any remorse, not even once. And we're still waiting for Lourentia Lombaard, Section 204 witness hearing. That's the witness who turned state witness and said Kelly sold Joshlin for 20,000. We wouldn't have known that information if it wasn't for Rhyn's. She is getting immunity from prosecution only if the court believes she told the full truth. So she still doesn't know her fate. Let's keep that in mind. The hearing is coming in July next month. So she's still also waiting to hear her fate, with what will happen to her. And now I want us, before we close this video, to remind each other about the victim impact. Do you remember the victim impact statements? Do you remember when Joshlin's teacher said that they're still keeping a chair for her? They leave a chair empty for her in class. One thing that I won't even forget is that tree where every child's fingerprint is, but Joshlin Smith's fingerprint is missing. So there's a chair that is empty in that class. Every day, those kids, when they go to school, they are reminded that Joslin Smith is not there. Secondly, a community member told us that she found pieces of a doll in the bushes and wondered if it belonged to Joslin. That woman told us that she was grieving her own child, but she went out and looked for Joslin Smith, while Kelly Smith wasn't even bothered and looking for the child. Joslin Smith's grandmother, Amanda Daniels, also asked, "How do you live with yourself?" asking Kelly Smith. And she spoke about how her grandchildren are also suffering, and how whenever they come back from school, she goes and waits at the gate to make sure that the kids are safe and all of those things. That it was Mother's Day and those kids wrote her something, and she asked the question, "Kelly, don't you wish that you were here on Mother's Day with your children?" Hey, I'm telling you, all of that didn't touch that trio. None of them was touched to say that, you know what, now I'm going to talk and say whatever that I need to. Instead, they are worried about the years that they'll be serving. These people are cold. They are so cold. So what are the final thoughts? The final thoughts is that now we wait for the appeal. Will the court reduce their sentences? Maybe. We don't know. But based on how they lied, they showed no remorse and still haven't told us where Joslin is. I pray that this appeal fails. That is my prayer. I don't know about you. I pray that it fails. And don't forget, Lombard's July hearing might still change everything. I hope she just gives us even more information. That's what I hope and pray for. So drop your thoughts on the comment section like we always do, and please share this video. Don't let her name disappear, and to let the 3 convicted criminals be reduced, their sentences to be reduced. We don't want that. Until you tell us what happened to Joslin, your appeal means absolutely nothing. That's what I'm saying, that it means absolutely nothing. So with that being said, I still love you, my people, especially the ones that I started with on this channel. I miss you. I miss all the conversations that we had and all the tears that we shared and the concerns about Joslin Smith. And I hope you're keeping well and warm. And with that being said, until the next one, God bless you.